Greetings once again, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel titled The Diasporic Source. In this channel, we connect psychoanalysis, critical theory, and postcolonial theory. Uh, in this video, I speak about how my theory, hysteridance, is a manifestation of Slavoj Zizek's idea of the symptom as he formulated it in his book, The Sublime Object of Ideology. I show that the synthesis of the dream and the commodity share an analysis that is related to perception and perspective, assuming reciprocity or infinite referral measures according to deconstructionism that is fundamental to their conception and formulation. This in order to fulfill a relationship with the symbolic order. That this analytical synthesis between the commodity and the dream is unified in the structure of the id and its propensity for submissive initiative. That the symptom can be characterized as hysteridentical through this structural relationship with the id. And this is a manifestation of perception and perspective not being differentiated in the framework of the id. The dream and the commodity, according to Zizek, are a manifestation of the same symbiotic disparity. One is intangible, that is dreams, and is made tangible by the metaphysical implications of the means of production or their relationship with the collective unconscious, or in deconstructionist discourse, what is called the supplement. The other, which is the commodity, is made tangible and defined by the means of production and is made metaphysical by the form of the commodity itself, establishing a relationship with the collective consciousness and unconscious through affecting the aspect of desire that attempts to fulfill a relationship with the symbolic order. That is the aspect in the activities of willing that connects in an inherent measure to both the unconscious and the external desire. The symptom that permeates them is their propensity to relate to the structural connotations of each other. The commodity assumes measures of intangibility and impermanence, while the dream attaches through desire in a tangible way. This is affected in a space where being conscious of the will is the satisfaction of willing itself, but where the id cannot differentiate between the will and the desire for outcome. It is through empathy that analytical synthesis of the commodity and the dream become unified and ignited by intuitive enterprise to assume the implications of form and value that show that the dream and the commodity are subject to the same analytical form in the cultural dispensation, according to Zizek. The manner in which desire is translated in the dream language is to interpret it through linguistic restructuring, through the condensation function of dreaming and displacement or relatability of the content as part of collective consciousness and unconscious. Subjecting dream work to linguistic restructuring is a means to enable it to be designated with the measures of the commodity of collapse and attachment that connect to the collective unconscious, where perception affects the dream aspect referral measures that impact the implications of dreams as perspective through language. The question we need to ask is whether analysis as a supplement is a product of preconscious or the subconscious. If it is preconscious, then it becomes possible to think of the dream and the commodity as unified by a desire to connect with the symbolic order through affectations of form as a cultural function, where they are unified in the aspect of the id. Now we need to ask what is the primary and the secondary process according to Zizek's uh, psychoanalytic discourse. One is the metaphoric operation in the ontological space, the other the metonymic to and fro of symbolic linguistic structure. The primary process, according to Zizek, states the space of the condensed images where they assume ideal implications and affect repression. What is the primary and the secondary process? One is the metaphoric operation in the ontological space, the other the metonymic to and fro of of the symbolic linguistic structure. The primary process, Zizek states, is a space of condensed images where they assume ideal implications and affect repression with ambiguity. In enable the subject to negotiate the form of the dream to and how it impacts language, waking life, and the ambiguity of desire for the symbolic order. The secondary process is the facilities with which to analyze, manifest, and render metaphysical the form of the commodity in order to affect desire to connect to the symbolic order, where the activities of willing become aware that being conscious of willing is not enough. What is willed is in a process of synthesis with the external world and the unconscious, where the idea of the symptom is manifest, where the dream and the commodity are unified, where they can't be separated in the context of the E. The symptom is the dream aspect being susceptible to analysis that connects it to a framework of seeking desire itself as an outcome, and the commodity aspect being a means that shows the means of production are also connected to the function of desire for the symbolic order, where the limits of desire enable deferral to the unconscious. But uh, the dream assumes measures of collapse and synthesis instead of the fragmented natural state of the dream, where it tries to mimic the synthesis of the commodity. In this video, I showed how the idea hysteridans uh, occupied the id with ambiguity of limits and desire. The id cannot differentiate between willing and its desired outcome. That this hysterical because the will and being conscious of it is the manifestation of unconscious and what is external simultaneously. That this is a result of subjecting the perspective of dreaming to the same listic measures as the commodity or the external world. Thank you again for watching to the end of the video. Please look for the link in the description to my book Art Movements and the Discourse of Acknowledgement and Distinctions, and see where this idea of hysteridance as a symptom is operational in the discourse of the Black consciousness movement and in the Dadaism art movement. Thanks again. See you in the next video.